Happy Monday, everybody! Actually, for you, it is Happy Tuesday, and it is day 116 of Level Grinding the Daily Hustle. So it's kind of late here on Monday morning. I am in the middle of scoring my 12-week year. This morning has been a little crazy. I've been scoring away details for Las Vegas. If you saw my video on Friday, you know why. More on that in a little bit. And I also got a surprise package from a friend of mine who sent me some birthday presents. Amy, I love you. Thank you. So cool. So, in squaring away details, trying to get everything cleaned up and ready to go, I am now finally ready to start my day. I hate starting my day late, but sometimes it happens. So, what do? Move forward. Sped up version of what it looks like for me to score my 12-week year. You got to see what it looks like when I am marking my paper sheet, as well as what it looks like when I'm actually importing data into my 12-week year in my spreadsheet on Google. So I always do a printed version and I do a digital version. The printed version ends up becoming my daily to-do list, and it reminds me of what I need to do so that those things go on my daily to-do list. And then the digital is my track so that I can then do all the calculations at the end of the year so that I can then see what my progress rate was, both for the individual weeks in my 12-week year, but also overall. So that's just a look at how everything is going to go. Let's actually look at how well I did things this past week. So my overall goal is 54.33%. This is really nice. This is much better than last week. I can go back to week 8. You can see what this was, which 38.09. So I'm really happy to see that I was able to increase my score. My Be Healthy, Rested, and Reach 120 Pounds is doing very well. I'm just 1 point shy of 75% completion rate, which is really nice. I've not made any significant changes in my weight this week, but I actually have some reasons why. I'll be getting into that in a later video, just to keep you guys all up to date. My weekly work goal is up to 68%. That is great. Two of the reasons why this is not any higher is because I only reached out to people for my social accounts and for my leads only 2 times last week, so I need to get that back up. And I also did not make it to my Renegade blog post, but I was able to get Facebook scheduled, Twitter scheduled, and I started writing for Screenlight last week. So this is all really good stuff. These things I won't have to do until next week again, because it's week 11. This week is week 10. So moving right along, looking really good. And then I was able to do wonder work on Monday last week. So again, this is another reason why this score is not as high as it could be. But overall, I am happy. This is showing that I have progress. And honestly, some progress is better than no progress. And as always, now that I have this printed out and I can see what's on my to-do list for every single day, now I can put this into my calendar. You can see I've been starting to work on that, including bringing over some of the details that I did not get to last week. Here's where I want to bring up something that I really like about the 12-week year. This week, I have a couple of things that I need to work around. I have a meeting first thing in the morning on Thursday with some friends of mine. This is to go over spiritual goals and things for 2018, which is weird because I do the 12-week year, so I don't do yearly goals anymore. Anyway, that's going to be an interesting meeting. And then I have a doctor's appointment after that. And Friday morning, I have Creative Mornings. It's the March event, and it's going to be all about courage. But both of these days, on Thursday and on Friday, are going to have some significant chunks of time taken out from them. I'm expecting Thursday to completely blow the entire morning. My doctor's appointment is technically at 9:50, but I got to get there early, and then who knows how long that's going to take. And then Friday, Creative Mornings usually takes up most of my time between 8 o'clock in the morning and 10:30-ish. I'm often not home until 11, and so that's pretty normal. So the reason why I like the 12-week year is that it tells me what is the most critical things that I need to do to move my goals forward. This in turn tells me what's the most critical things that I need to get done on those days where significant chunks of my time are not going to be able to work towards other things, work towards the work that I have to do for my clients, work towards work, wonder work, or even things on the 12-week year. The 12-week year helps me evaluate what is the most important thing that I need to do in this particular given slot. And this goes back to something that my sister brought up to me, oh gosh, years ago. Not everything that is important is urgent, and not everything that is urgent is important. And so if you can think of your tasks on that kind of a scale, what is most important and urgent, what is important but not urgent, and what is urgent and not important, and what are things that are not urgent and not important. Basically, it's a four-way grid. And so when you think about your tasks in this way, it can really help you evaluate what's the best thing to go about doing. For me, something that is important is emailing my leads. That is also urgent for me because I need to find work. Another thing that's important for me is doing my wonder work. That's extremely important. That's something that's going to seed the future, tell the kind of stories that I need to do. However, it does not have a deadline attached to it. It is not urgent. So if I have to do one or the other thing on any given day, leads are more important because they're urgent than wonder work because it's important and not urgent. Likewise, there's a bunch of other things on my list, but keeping this kind of a grid in mind is extremely helpful. Now, I'm going to write this out on a whiteboard that I have just so you can see what it looks like and what it would look like if I were to rate my projects and my tasks on that kind of scale. So here's an example of an urgent importance scale. Things that are traveling this way are going to the most important, and things that are going this way are the most urgent. So everything that is in this side is more important than everything that is on this side. And the things that are at the top are more urgent than the things that are lower. Now, this is a great grid to use things as a barometer to say, hey, this is where I'm kind of falling. Right now, some of the most urgent stuff that I'm doing is my wonder work and my leads. However, leads are more important than wonder work. Ranking a little bit more important and urgent, a little less important, more urgent, is my newsletter and my blog. These things are important, hence they're over here, but they are less urgent than leads, but they are more important than wonder work, and it's because both of these things have deadlines. This does not. Screenlight is in the urgent category, but it's not very important because it's way over here. Why? Well, because I do need to get it done, but for today on a Monday, getting Screenlight done is not important. Likewise, Creative Mornings is important, or it's urgent, because it is something that I have to do on Friday and be ready for. However, right now on Monday, it is not important. Now on Friday, this would move over to here because now it's important. Using the idea, the grid of urgent and important, is a great way of helping you decide which of your tactics are the most important when you have a busy week or a week that's going to have a lot of chunks of time out of it for other things. Now, the idea behind the 12-week year is that everything is important, every tactic is important, and they are the things that are most urgent and important for you to get done every single day. The reality is sometimes it's just not going to work. So if you can use a grid like this to evaluate what you should or should not do based on urgent and important, or it's urgent but not important, or it's important but not urgent, then it can help you make the best decisions as to what you could cut, what you need to move around, what you need to be willing to sacrifice to get around the fact that you have chunks of time that are going to eat into your day. Now, I actually used to use this visual system every day. I don't do it anymore because I have it all in my head, but I literally had every single project that I needed to do written out on a grid like this, and I would rearrange things at the end of every week so that I knew that with the following week I needed to work on. If you have a whiteboard and having a visual like this is important for you, I highly recommend doing it because I had that system probably for a year and a half, and it really taught me to think like this for when I had stuff to do and when I could actually tell somebody, hey, like, yeah, I see that you think that that's important, but for me it's not urgent, or this is more important than this because of whatever. Like, it was a really great visual to use, especially in an office setting, and it's also really great to use at home because it's what keeping all of this stuff in your forefront. So yeah, useful tool if you need it. Right now, the thing that is most urgent and important for me is to go grab some lunch and to take my dog outside. I am happy to say that it is now 6 o'clock, well, just about 6 minutes out, and I am done with my workday. I was able to get everything done on my to-do list, you just saw that a second ago, and I'm currently sitting here working on my Wonder work. I know, late in the end of the day, but I figured after getting everything else done, those were the things that were more important today, so I went ahead and did them first. I'm really happy with where I'm at, especially in terms of the things that I scheduled for today. I got my audiobook all ready to go on ACX, so my narrator can get that recorded, and hopefully it can get out here in the middle of April-ish. I am registered for NAB, so that is really good. I'm getting ready to go out there. I have a conversation with a friend of mine tomorrow about some of the details for that. And then, yeah, I'm sitting in a really good space for the end of Monday. I'm really happy. I hope that the diagram that I showed you a little bit a while ago about the diagram of urgent and important, the little, what do you call that thing? XY graph. I hope that the XY graph for urgent and important is really helpful to you. I know for me, on days like today and weeks like today where I've got to make the decisions, my dog wants to play with me because he is tired of me talking to you guys. I know that on days where I've got to decide what's going on and the things that I need to decide are most important for my week, that urgent and important plays a really important role for me. I know, important. Radar, you're totally distracting me. Do you mind? Do you mind? Yeah. Anyway, I hope the XYZ graph of important and urgent is helpful to you as you're trying to make a decision about what you need to be working on. My dog is being annoying. So, I think you know what I'm trying to say. If you guys have comments about it or questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. I'll answer them tomorrow when my little entrepreneur is a little bit in a better mood, and I will see you all. If you like this video, go ahead and share it. If you haven't yet subscribed, click subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao.